Hello everyone, it's Ink here, and we're back with Star Trek Armada 3. Yep, we have our new trapezoid, and we are continuing our exploration of the Borg, part 2 of our 4-part series. So, what's the setup? Over here we have a small pirate fleet, and a couple of Federation ships which tried to move in and do stuff and didn't really succeed.
Our planet is under attack.
In other news, we have another capital ship slot available to us. What can we do with that? We can in fact get a diamond. Do we want to get a diamond? Diamonds have a few things they can do. Probably the most important one is antimatter recharge, which is a big boost to everything in the area. Hey look, you can recharge more of your antimatter so we can use more abilities. Let's see, let's go ahead and move our fleet back here. Okay, I want a regeneration node, because repairs are good. And we're going to grab the Unicomplex tier research. And we're grabbing a bunch of technology along here, because we are going to develop wedges in order to take down the pirate base here. Now, spoiler alert. Excuse me. Spoiler alert. This is actually the second time I've tried this particular game. And I tried sieging the pirate base, and it took a while, and it was incredibly dull. Like, it was near the 40-minute mark before anything actually happened, so we're not going to do that. We're going to be a little more thoughtful about what we're doing. We're going to go for what was originally Plan B, which is we're going to try and strike out for one of the Federation backline worlds, probably Masamura, and we're going to try and use that to create a fortification, warp ships in using our transwarp gates, and brute force our way through their lines, while keeping hold of the pirate base as a buffer. So, things we're going to need for that. First of all, we're going to need colonization 3.
Additional technology acquired.
Lovely. We have collective veterancy researched, so we're getting passive experience on our capital ships. And let's see, let's go ahead and grab absorb fire on our tactical cube. 7. We're going to grab interplexing beacon.
The collective must grow.
And the Borg Queen is going to get, let's see, we're going to get another rank of the collective. Lovely. So we could get a diamond, but I'm not super worried. Antimatter regeneration is actually not that great of an ability. Okay, here we go. So we've got our trapezoid working on these Norscan ships. Gonna go ahead and grab some strategic fortifications for some of our planets, just to make it that bit harder for pirates to come in and play silly buggers. And then, let's see. Things we can do. I want to grab some logistical development here and grab civic infrastructure. And then we're going to start cranking out some more research. So, what do we want? This is going to be a big one, actually. Collective analysis. This is going to give us labs per capital ships, which is going to be useful because we've got limited space, essentially. So I'm actually going to go ahead and grab 3 adaptation nodes. There we go. And that's actually the limit of the number of labs we can build around here, but once we have this research, then we can start working on things. So, first of all, we're going to need to queue up isotropic transmission. Let's go ahead and sell a bunch of our tritanium, because we've got way too much. There we go. Unstoppable signal. And, yep, we're going to need, again, all of that. And then this costs 5,000 research, so that's going to take a while. But again, we've got a fair amount of surplus resources, so there we go. All queued up, so once our labs are done, then that'll start researching. That'll be a nice buff to our culture. And it'll also give us some long-term buffs when we finally unlock all of our high-end capital ships. That does put a limit on the amount of capitals we can get. We can't actually unlock any cubes. Let's see. Oh, I tell a lie. We've actually got some spare space on our capital world. So, let's go ahead and zoom in here and grab an assimilation node. It brings us up to 6. Lovely. And that gets us the basic assimilation cube. I do kind of want to hold out for Locutus, but I think... Let's see. Can we actually fit... Yeah, we can get a second assimilation node in there. Okay, yep, and that gets us Locutus. So we'll go ahead and trade some resources around. There we go, Locutus research. Because Locutus is kind of a big deal. He is a fully functional cube for 50 supply. And there's some things which you can't do, but for all intents and purposes, he's going to be more than enough for what we need. So, what we're going to do, we were going to grab some more tactical upgrades here. That's logistics. Okay, which gives us the ability to drop down a regeneration node. And then I do want to trade things around. There we go, transwarp gate. We just want to get a nice big network of transwarp gates. Now, what's our fleet looking like? We have 2 pyramids, a dodecahedron, 2 spheres, the Queen, and a trapezoid. So, we want to start building some basic ships to act as support, which means, again, sell a bunch of resources. Where are the pirates coming? It looks like they're coming over here. Is there anything we can do / need to do here? Let's see, we only have 2 defense nodes up. I'll go ahead and get a 3rd. Sure. And drop a regeneration node, which rounds it off nicely. Okay, so we have a Nova class scout there, not super worried. Okay, so what I want to do is start mobbing up assimilators. Assimilators are not the most damaging ships we have available. Let's see. I mean, the Pyramid is way cheaper, uses up less supply, and technically is equivalent in terms of its damage output. But the Assimilator is our first ship which can assimilate stuff, and we're going to try and rely on our capital ships and have some support vessels to assimilate stuff. So I'm going to grab a little unit of assimilators. Let's see, yeah, we can sell a bunch more resources. Okay, so 8 assimilators, that looks pretty healthy. Once we've got that together, then we're going to start moving out.
State your intent.
Gonna move our fleet back in here.
You must comply.
And oh yeah, we need to get our trapezoid linked up as well. We have some ranks available from our passive experience, so let's see, what do we want? We're going to go for nanite consumption, because that's kind of the holy trinity for the tactical sphere. Once you've got all 3, it's going to be really hard to kill. 7. Let's see, do we want collective defense? Or do we want viral matrix? Viral matrix is kind of brutal, especially once it's been ranked up a bit. I mean, you saw the way it just shut down entire fleets in our Federation playthrough. And we're going to go ahead and grab collective coordination for our trapezoid. Cool. Now, we have Cool, we have assimilators on the way. And do we not actually... No, we don't. Wait, we do have a transwarp gate. Why? Oh, this transwarp gate isn't done, but it will be in a moment.
Additional technology acquired.
Okay. So, is there actually... Oh yeah, we don't actually have the research either way, so never mind.
State new directive. Proceed to sector.
So we're going to go ahead and
Technology acquired.
drop our rally point on top of this fleet. Cool. So those are on the way. How's our research doing? We do actually have Locutus now, so let's go ahead and summon him in. Start getting some of the some passive experience. Here we go. So Locutus. So Locutus's abilities: resistance is futile.
By your command. Station construction complete.
Train shields prepare for assimilation. So this is a bunch of damage to...
By your command.
I'm not sure if it's single target or if it's a weapon booster, but Terrifying Presence, this is kind of his big one. It's a pretty sizable debuff to everything in the area. Then we have Adapt Collective.
We are
So boost weapon range, damage output, chance to hit, and damage reduction. And
negotiation is irrelevant.
targets enemy ships. Oh, I get it. So you target them, they take the debuffs, so they're locked in place, and you get buffs while attacking them, I believe is the way that it works. Yes, this is the problem with the Borg in this mod. The descriptions are very flavorful, but they can be a little confusing at times. But we definitely want Terrifying Presence as our initial ability.
State objective. I will comply.
Alright, lovely.
Additional technology.
And we've got a bunch more assimilators on the way. So we've got the next rank of Unstoppable Signal, and then we have Collective Analysis. At that point we will have our entire tech tree unlocked. Speaking of getting things done, let's go ahead and grab first upgrade for this unit complex. And we can do this one as well. Do we want to? Let's see. So we get some more trade income, a bunch of other stuff. Sure, yeah, that's a pretty healthy buff to our economy as well as everything else. Cool. So we have 4 of our simulators up, along with a decent number of capital ships. That's 5 capital ships. One of them being a cube. Let's start looking at our other research. So some damage buffs.
We are the Borg.
Let's see, what else can we do? Let's go ahead and grab some antimatter regeneration. Okay, so that's kind of killed our economy for the moment, but we'll regenerate, haha, soon enough. In the meantime, let's see. Yeah, we have a resource node there. We have a resource node there. And at some point we should drop down a starbase here. It's kind of low priority at the moment, but it'll provide a little extra something. In the meantime, yeah, they've just got a Nova running around, doing its own thing.
Unassimilated vessels identified.
Okay, and that's the notification of another pirate raid coming out. So whatever, we'll deal with that. 5 assimilators. Yep, 3 more on the way.
Technology acquired.
So how are we looking? We are actually falling behind the Federation in terms of fleet and capital ships, so that's a minor worry. But we do have a solid lead in our economy. So We basically just need to leverage that. The Federation has been blocked off from actually coming through here by the pirate base, and we're going to keep using that. Another rank on our trapezoid, so let's go ahead and get another rank of collective coordination. Two more assimilators, lovely.
We are the Borg.
Okay, so up here, we should probably look at getting another rank of drone here. So at this point the question is kind of, do we want to go into cubes, or do we want to go all out and grab our dreadnought? I kind of want to get the dreadnought, because this thing is cool. It's expensive, but it's cool. So, let's see, we can grab assimilation cube research, and then that eventually leads into spheres and tactical cubes. But I think, yeah, let's go for insatiable curiosity, transcendent logic,
We wish to improve our
and malevolent epiphany. And the final one is assimilate the creator, but that's going to take a while to get to. Now, we are going to need to get the actual progenitor matrix up, which is not cheap. I'm not actually going to trade resources around because we just need to start farming, and trading resources is kind of inefficient. But here we go, progenitor matrix. Actually, let's not put it there, let's put it... Okay, so it just points away from the core, whatever. In that case, we're going to put it here. So, progenitor matrix. This is what we need to deal with. 2 command, which is pretty standard for a dreadnought, but 350 supply instead of the usual 150, and it costs 12,000 credits, 1,200 mineral, titanium, and 1,200 dilithium. So we're going to be working on this for a while.
state new directive.
But in the meantime, let's see, how are we doing? We actually have our last assimilator ready, so fleet is just about ready to move out. We have a pirate fleet coming through here. Now what I'm actually going to do is just tab through...
State new directive.
Here we go. And we want to turn off these pulse abilities. Because they're not super useful. So we can do this one, which reduces shield mitigation on targets, and we have this one, which reduces speed on targets. And both of these are useful, but we have other ways that we can actually leverage that. Are we actually in any danger here? I'm not super convinced, because we have a defense node sitting right there. And we're taking a bit of damage, but yeah, we're not going to lose that. I'm not too worried. Though I would have done if we hadn't upgraded the planetary defenses, so... foresight. Woo. But the main thing we want the assimilators for is this one, auto-assimilator. I mean, we've discussed the boarding mechanics in Star Trek Armada 3 before. This is just another variation, essentially.
Additional technology acquired.
Alright. In the... Fun fact, in the original games, Star Trek Armada and Star Trek Armada 2, the auto-assimilator worked a little differently. It wasn't a direct capture ability. In a way, it was even nastier. It drained the crew off the target ship, and then converted it into your own crew. Which basically meant you sent out a bunch of assimilators. Let's see, what do we want? We want resistance is futile.
I am the Plutus of Borg.
And we have our fleet together, so let's get on the move. So basically you combine that with your transporters or the holding beams of the cubes in order to assimilate stuff effectively. But you could just run around and say, you know what, I'm going to drain all the crew of the ship, and you remove all the crew, then it becomes disabled, and it just starts drifting, you can teleport onto it, and hey look, free ships. So it was arguably the most unpleasant capturing ability in the game.
You must comply.
Or capture-related ability, I guess would probably be a better way of putting it.
Relocate.
Now let's see, we have a bunch of dudes moving through here, but we do have a rank 2 Unicomplex. And I don't care about all the debuffs which it's taking from the nebula, this thing is still going to hurt.
State objective.
So, we have our fleet moving through to Gregorius, and then from here things are going to get interesting. Yep, Cutlass Frigate is about to go down. You're dead, boy. Yep, there we go. Isokinetic pulses, take it down. Yeah, we have a bunch of tactical slots there. I'm not super worried. Alright, so, over here. We're actually in a position where we need some more logistics research, so let's go ahead and queue that up. Okay, so that's all the logistics research that we're going to need in order to actually produce the progenitor. Now we just need the resources for it. Also the final tier of research, but yeah, we can see we can actually start removing some. We can start taking out a couple of our research facilities, so we'll go ahead and set some of those to scuttle. Something which we never fully did in our other game, for various reasons. Mainly that we kept losing capital ships, so we didn't want to lose too many. But I can afford to drop, let's see, I've dropped one assimilation, one adaptation. I'm going to drop another adaptation node. Those are assimilation nodes. Here we go. Alrighty. Okay, fleet is on the move. Cool. Okay, you can see that we're actually trying to assimilate this Norscan Raider, which isn't gonna, it's not going to work. The ability doesn't last for long enough, but a rank 2 Unicomplex does actually gain some fun tricks: holding beams, shield train torpedoes, and nano repair beams. You can see just most repair abilities just give you a repair per second. This gives you a flat heal as well, which is actually a little scary. Borg starbases are not to be messed with.
We are the Borg.
Okay, so we're going to just
Relocate.
skip along here. Don't want to get too close to these turrets because they do hurt. And you can see that they're slowly regenerating their fleet. That's what pirates do. But we have our fleet coming together nicely. This Nova is going to die horribly. There we go. Lovely. We can see just by being near Locutus, all the debuffs this thing is taking. All those torpedoes. Ain't it pretty?
Repair operations.
Okay, cool.
Alter course.
Okay, so... Yep, okay. On the move. And we don't stop until we hit somewhere interesting. Which means we are blitzing straight through here, and all the way up to Masamura. Now, the Federation have almost certainly colonized it by this point, so we're going to need to be a little careful, but we might well run into a hefty Federation fleet, which we're just not prepared to deal with, but one thing at a time. Now, good news. Good news, everyone. Progenitor Dreadnought is on the way. So, we're going to need the final research for that. I'm just going to go ahead and trade some resources around just so I can go ahead and grab that. Lovely. Assimilate the creator. Now, you're like, assimilate the creator? What are you talking about? Yeah, fun fact. The Borg Dreadnought, I'm pretty sure it's not actually going to start construction yet. Yeah, no. Is heavily modeled after Vija, which is just a reference to one of the theories that the machine planet, which Vija was stated to have visited, was in fact the Borg homeworld.
Invalid objective.
Okay.
By your command.
And it's also closely modeled on the Unimatrix dreadnoughts of the Borg in Star Trek Online, which are big and scary, and one of the abilities which it has here in this game is actually a mirror of the trick which it gets in the game. So, here we go. This is it's a pretty nice fleet. It's not the biggest which we could get, but it'll do its job. Let's go with that. Okay, Nova Class Scout. Hello, your son from Privateer has arrived. Because that's on the way. We should start getting some other support upgrades. So let's see, that's some more damage output. Ship build rate boost. That sounds good, actually. That'll help our progenitor come out quicker. Meantime, they have a couple of things out. You'll notice that we actually crossed this relatively quickly. This is a pretty small solar node compared to some of them. Yeah, this is just the standard set of buffs you get for that. Oh, hello, we have another rank, so we're going to go ahead and grab Adapt Collective. And that gives us our full set. Speaking of research, Collective Transcension. More passive experience and more passive levels. You can see that is getting our right level capped to 5. Once we get the final rank, once we get the final rank, that'll take us all the way to 5, which means that just by building a capital ship we can get it up to level 5 just by basically sitting around. And it'll happen pretty quickly too. Remember how quickly the Borg were able to get up some pretty mean
New directive.
pretty mean capital ships right off the bat after I wiped out a decent chunk of their fleet back in my Federation playthrough. Okay, hello. So, what do we have here? I forget what this node does. Badlands Nebula. Penalty to weapon range and chance to hit. So we have a Centaur that we can just quietly nuke here. But again, priorities. We're going to just make best speed through to Masamura. Look at all these plasma storms. Doesn't look that impressive from above, but if you take the side view, that's very DS9. Yeah, they even move around. And appear and disappear. That's cute. Okay. So I mean, we know that they have claimed all of this territory. That's not a surprise. But what do they have over here? They have not. Okay, we have a small Federation fleet, including the Defiant. Okay. So yep, keep moving on to Masamura. There's an implication here that they might have only just taken it. They haven't taken any of the stuff here, so... Crew extractor, I want you to drop a... capture this turret extractor.
We are the Borg.
Oh, hello. Federation fleet inbound. Okay, so...
Alter course. I will comply. Alter course.
stay in tight formation, and let's start killing people.
Target that vessel for we will adapt.
They have a bunch of New Orleans, which I'm not super worried about. This Defiant is getting all kinds of assimilated. The question is, can we kill it in time? Yes, we have an assimilated Defiant. Okay, so this is where things start getting interesting.
State objective.
Okay, harvesting device, 7 collective defense, and you should use the interplexing beacon.
By your
Tactical sphere, absorb fire, because we need to absorb more fire. Radioing pulse.
additional technology acquired. Instructions received.
Okay, we have a hell of a fight going on here. They have a lot of ships. Yep, we've just gotta keep fighting and keep killing, really. Yeah, we lost our assimilated Defiant. That makes me sad. We can hear the auto assimilators going off. So we're doing our best to kill things. Not super worried about the New Orleans. What do we want to kill? Let's just focus on killing all of the little stuff. They do have a Phoenix. We definitely want to kill a Phoenix. Oh, we lost something. We lost the Queen. I could do without that. Okay, just keep firing. If we can just take down the Santiago, that'll definitely help. Okay, no, not quite. Come on. How much does it take to kill all these things? Okay, we're actually down to Locutus, 7, and a Trapezoid, so we're taking some pretty hefty losses. I mean, it's not like we're doomed or anything, but we do need to start getting our stuff back together. Okay, Locutus is literally the only thing left. And he's dying, which is a thing which we'll have to deal with. But this is a big fleet and we just lost most of ours, but I'm not super worried, crazy as that may sound, because we've got this on the way. In fact, if you look, you can see that it's over half done. So, I'm looking forward to playing with that. I don't know about all of you. I'm going to go ahead and unlock the Assimilation cube.
Planet is under attack.
And we're going to want to build some of those, so... create some resources around 2 Assimilation cubes. It's like we do want some of this other stuff. The Tactical Sphere is a nice tool. The Trapezoid, we're probably going to want one just so we've got the Assimilate planet thing, and the Collective Coordination aura is nice. But for the most part, cubes are where it's at. You... Hello. You should go ahead and grab Ultranium Burst, because you're being annoying. There we go. Are you stuck? My god.
We serve the collected.
There we go. Okay,
We wish
come
to
on.
improve ourselves.
Stop being dumb.
Proceed.
There we go. We're in range, open fire,
Soon
start
they
killing
will
the
find
Nauticans. There we go. Okay, yep, and Locutus eventually went down. Though we still have a Trit Extractor there, so we're not completely blind, at least. So, small victories, small victories. Now, what else can we do? Let's see, we have our resource node here. Yeah, we can actually switch this over to collection focus if we so desire. But I'm not super worried. We're going to go ahead and build more of these because more is good. You can see that our culture spread is going nicely. Let's see, we have space here. I'm going to go ahead and drop a resource node there. Why do we actually have interlink nodes? I believe we have one here. Yeah. Interlink node. So we are the Borg. Is a pretty mean debuff which it applies to a bunch of stuff. Okay, so Norscan Raider is dying. This makes me happy. And we've got to wait a while before we can summon in our other heroes, so whatever. Wait, do we have...
Bring up local star charts.
Wait, where's the... Oh, we assimilated a Nova at some point, sure.
Negotiation is irrelevant.
We have our progenitor Dreadnought. This makes me so happy. Okay, seriously though, we need to get Transwarp Gate up. Transwarp Gate? Transwarp Gate.
By your command.
Just look at this thing. 82,000 health. And let's take a look at some of these abilities. So, we have an assimilation power. We have the ability to drop a transwarp beacon. We have the ability to release nanite probes, which are basically specialized dodecahedrons, which hang around for a while. And we have the Reaper Beam. Yes, you can see that damage number correctly. Sadly, you can also see the cooldown correctly, but this thing is kind of terrifying and kind of gorgeous. We're going to go ahead and grab it. Okay, so what else do we want? We're going to grab a Transwarp Beacon, I think. And sadly, this thing does not gain experience. We're going to have to send it out to kill things. And this is a nice convenient spot to do so. So, we have an assimilation cube. So things we can do, let's grab We're the Borg. And we actually have another one, so let's grab Adaptive Weapons Array.
By your command.
So we have 2 cubes coming up.
Initiating new directive.
And we're just going to unite our fleet here in Karamzan and build some more ships. So I'm going to want a trapezoid. Let's see, grab Sphere Research.
Proceed to sector.
Trade some resources around. I want a tactical cube. And then this thing is going to cost a fortune. 600. We can afford to sell off a bit more. Okay, and we can buy some stuff. Just juggle things around. There we go, 1 tactical cube coming up.
Proceed to sector.
Which means we have 3 cubes, the Queen, and a and the progenitor. And that's actually everything we can fit. We're going to need to do some more research in order to just be able to get the rest of our heroes up. So that gives you an idea of just quite how much we're putting into our offensive fleet. Hello. Okay. So we're actually going to send our progenitor through alone. So it's got less to do. It's got less people competing for experience is the thing. Planet is under attack. Why is our planet under attack? Because it's under attack. That makes sense. So yeah, there's a bunch of people running around and killing things. Where are our turrets? Our turrets are around there. We should get more turrets.
Proceed to sector.
Okay. That's that dealt with. Not super right. Okay, here we go. The collective. And the progenitor has arrived. I don't want you to auto use the Reaper Beam because that has way too long a cooldown to afford to do that. We're just going to move in and we're going to start shooting things.
Assimilate this vessel.
And we're going to need a bunch of research in order to make the most out of this. We have way too little in the way of support. Okay, so, yep, let's go ahead and grab those. And we're going to grab this. Cool. So we're on the move. That thing is very dead. Just look at the size of this thing. Like it doesn't have the same squee factor as the Executor for me, but this is the largest ship in the game. It makes some starbases look small. It can almost one-shot. It can one-shot most things in the game, in fact. And yeah, it just took off a load of this thing's shields with one torpedo. This thing's torpedoes are kind of terrifying. There we go. Okay, so it's in range and it's being shot at by everything, and look at all those torpedoes. Yeah, this thing is incredibly mean. We're going to be spending a lot of resources on all of this research, I can tell already. Okay, yep. Synthesis techniques. So you can see it's actually taken down most of the shields of all of these. So I mean, it's taking a fair amount of damage, but yeah, soon things will be hurting. Yep, shields are down. Another torpedo salvo. Yeah, if you remember, we had to kind of babysit our what was our dreadnought back in Star Trek Armada 3? I'm drawing a blank on the name of the class, but we kind of had to babysit it. It was a nice ship, but it was by no means unkillable. And in fact, in one variation which did not get seen, it outright died. But this thing, we're just sending it into a pirate base, admittedly a partially cleared one, but into this huge massive turrets, and it's just killing everything. Speaking of which, we have a trapezoid, and where is... okay, my tactical cube is on the way.
Negotiation is irrelevant.
We're going to go ahead and grab collective coordination there.
Activate all outposts.
So I mean, we have lost 30,000 health. That's not something to be taken lightly, but yeah, they just lost a bunch of turrets. And we're almost at rank 2. And back here, things are dying. Because it hurts on both ends. Okay, we have a bunch more resources, so hey look, we should get some more research done.
Additional technology acquired.
Okay, so, yeah, we want to go for the Chronoton Defense Field.
Proceed to sector.
Wait, this is mainly a hull repair thing. Which is important, don't get me wrong, but I would rather have a boost to our maximum health. So we're just going to go ahead and go down this route here. 51% boost to maximum hull. Okay, hello, we have hit rank 2. So we're going to go ahead and grab nanite probes and assimilation cloud. And we don't want that to just auto do the thing, but you may remember that rather classic sound. Now over here we have adapt hull network, shield drain torpedoes, and adaptive weapons array, which is a speed debuff to things that they shoot. So these guys are actually pretty nasty. They can do a bunch of things. And they're slowly dying because they are just basic frigates essentially, especially since they're getting in range of the Tiger Core. But yep, we have. Okay, they all died unfortunately. But yep, more turrets being worn down. We have our tactical cube ready, so you should move in as well. So, adapt weapons array removes antimatter from people. Adapt armor. So this is basically when we take damage, our armor and damage reduction increases. Exterminate. Yeah, you don't get to warp away from a tactical cube. And we're the Borg, which we already have on our assimilation cubes. So I'm going to go ahead and grab adapt armor to make this thing that bit harder to kill. So we're looking pretty good here. Yeah, this is basically everything in range. Hey, look, you get to be assimilated now. It'd be kind of overkill, but at the same time I kind of want to do it, so we're going to go ahead and Reaper Beam that thing there. That died. Alrighty. We actually have an assimilated Nova, so you should go scout for me. Trapezoid is ranked up, so give me a assimilate planet. Assimilation cube has a couple of ranks, so holding beam. I want to double up on holding beam. Or do we want a shield drain torpedo? Let's grab We're the Borg. Just get the range.
The collective
Borg
is
Queen
closed.
has ranked up, so we want collective and we want radionic. We want radionic pulse, yeah.
State objective.
Okay.
Proceed to sector.
Or at least a bunch of new probes. We're going to pull these back. Let's see, cooldown time 60. Oh, so they actually only get to use it once, effectively. Because they only live for 60 seconds. So yeah, what do I want to do here? Yep, this is kind of gorgeous. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move our entire fleet through. We're gonna wipe out this pirate base now that we actually have the firepower, because I want it dealt with. I want it dead. Let's see, we need more research here. Yep, and we're gonna need more down there, so grab that as well. Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait for our resources to build up for that thing. It's gonna take a while. So in the meantime, yeah, we can actually save up for a bit. Just look over here. Collective Transcension.
Relocate.
We could do with boosting up our resources a little bit, but for the moment, we're doing okay.
Proceed to sector.
Oh, more ranks. So yeah, we're going to let's grab Adapt Weapons Array.
State objective.
Another rank of Collective Coordination.
State objective. Proceed to sector. Proceed
Holding
to sector.
Beam.
Activate all outposts.
And Holding Beam.
Negotiations around
Okay,
by your command.
so we are actually going to go ahead and engage the starbase. Frigates and corvettes cannot be a starbase constructor. Yeah, I can't do any of the things. So we're just gonna go ahead and open fire. Oh, more probes out. Things to draw fire. Always nice. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell the trapezoid to start bombarding the planet, because I don't want it dying. It's gonna get too close to the field as it is. Don't really want the Queen dying either. So we're gonna pull you back.
We will adapt.
Are you stuck on... Are you stuck on that turret? Don't be ridiculous. Okay. Fine, it'll do.
Soon they will join us.
By your command.
Okay, so our cubes are moving into position. Yep. Nanite probes have gone down. And, oh yeah, I want collective multitasking. Which we actually get twice. More additional targets. Most other races get some variant on this, but they only get one, so that's kind of scary and fun. Let's see, we're getting armor boosts down there. Yeah, you can see we're getting a bunch of boosted armor and damage resist on our tactical cube just because of all the people shooting it. Taigokor is taking damage. Reaper Beam is kind of halfway through its cooldown. 2,000 experience. Ooh, that's going to take a while. Queen's taking more damage than I'd like. You should move over here and open fire on this turret as well. Okay, are you actually in range to do anything? Yes, you are. Okay, resume bombardment. That turret is down. There's just this one over here, and that's about to die as well. And that'll just leave the Tygo core. Got another rank here. I like adapt armor. Adapt armor is cool. I want siege beam. Because this is kind of silly. There are a lot of bombing damage abilities out there, but this is by far the most powerful in the game. Just look at that go down. Yep. And it gets better too. Okay. So, our Progenitor is actually basically maintaining its health, which is insane. What do we have over here? Sure. I can do that. Yep, and I definitely want to get drone 1, so that will unlock all the things for me. More ability points. Okay, the Queen's actually... Yeah, you need to back off, darling. I think she's probably why all of this stuff is still alive. But, go ahead and grab Adapt Weapons Array 2.
We are the board. You will be assimilated. Resistance.
Okay, yeah, because we don't want to lose the Queen. That would be bad. Another rank on the Collective.
Unassimilated vessels identified.
Initiating new directive.
You should go in and resume bombardment, assuming you can do so from a safe distance. We've got a few parts running around, but not super worried about it. Cool. We still have a bunch of things queued up there, so... gonna grab some more resource buffs. Where did you come from? Did you just respawn? I wasn't aware you could do that. That's cheating. Okay, another rank of collective coordination, because more damage resist is good. Though I say that, I can't actually see that effect appearing anywhere, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Whatever. Oh, hello. We've got a bunch of ships coming in here. But it's kind of whatever. It's like you're not really going to actually do any harm to us, so... Gregorius is almost down. Nanite probes are out, doing their thing. I want to summon Locutus.
We are the ball.
And you should move in. Then we can get 7, and we've got room for one more capital ship of some kind, which... I don't know, I might just get another cube, because cubes. In the meantime, though, we do actually have some new stuff we can get. We can get spheres. I'm going to build one. I don't actually remember what spheres do, so let's find out together. It'll be a charming little mystery.
The collective must grow.
Okay, this place is slowly dying, and they're building more turrets! Oh my god. Could you stop?
State of
Okay, Cube is actually taking a fair amount of damage. I'm gonna grab a shield drain torpedo. You should grab shield drain torpedo as well.
We serve the collective.
I'm actually taking a bunch of damage, which I don't really approve of. But we can just Reaper Beam this thing, just finish it off. Which, okay, that did not do what I hoped it would. We lost the Queen. Of course we lost the Queen. Why would we lose the Queen? Okay, we are the Borg. Get some debuffs down. Okay, fine. You win. I will pull back. Oh my god, this is super annoying. I'm gonna lose that. I might even lose this. Jesus. Hi, Locutus. You're late.
By your command. Initiating new directive.
Yeah, we're gonna lose that assimilation cube. So this hasn't been a terribly interesting episode. It's still more interesting than the first variant which I tried of it, but yeah, it's just one of those things which happens sometimes, I guess. Also, that Reaper Beam shot was really underwhelming. Like when it says you're going to do 50,000 damage, you expect it to actually do 50,000 damage, but that barely did 10. It might have done 20, but I mean 20,000 damage with one's ability is pretty powerful, so I guess that makes sense. But I'm still mildly peeved. But whatever. This is a thing that I can live with. Give me another trapezoid. Give me a tactical cube.
Proceed to sector. Instructions received. Relocate to grid.
State objective.
Yeah, you should move into range of the unit complex, so it can do the Healy thing. This is at least giving you a flavour of what the Borg will look like. I kind of blame the map for quite how wonky this game has been. I feel like if we'd had a more normal map without this weird pirate base right in the middle, then we could have actually got on to some interesting stuff. Instead of basically just one engagement against the Federation, and the rest has just been all freaking pirates. We've got a little left on this episode, so you never know, we might get things done.
State objective. Relocate to grid.
But in the meantime, Nanite repair beams, do your thing. And we have actually hit rank 3 with our progenitor, so that's something. Let's see, this reduces the antimatter cost and increases the range. This increases the duration, reduces the cooldown, and reduces the antimatter cost. This increases the duration, reduces the cooldown, which means you can actually keep it up permanently, which is interesting. And then we have the assimilation cloud. I'm not super clear what this one does, because it almost looks like it automatically assimilates things. Because there's no damage aspect to it. It's like it's acting like it's just an insta-kill or something, which is horrifying. Boosts range. Yeah, you can see the cooldown time is 5 minutes. So boosted range, and repairs more stuff from it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a rank on nanite probes, because having those for longer will be cool. And I want the assimilation cloud upgrade. And rank 3 of this apparently doesn't do anything, so I'm not sure what's up with that. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, we have our fleet back together again.
Our planet is under attack.
I want unified transwarp.
By your command.
Collective multitasking, yeah, give me another rank of that. So I can do all the things. We have... okay, we actually have our sphere here.
Improve ourselves.
Okay, so this has the regenerate ability and adaptive weapons array, so it can slow people down. So these are basically mini tanks. These have a lot in common with the old
Begin a sensor scan.
Federation Excelsiors. So those are probably going to be handy to have around. They're also decently tough and have a lot of damage output, so that's cool. I want you to form up on our fleet over there, and
State objective.
all of you should do the thing.
Locate to grid. By your command.
So, let's see, we liked adaptive armor, we liked coactive coordination, and we do actually have more space to get things, and we're going to go ahead and resummon the Queen, because she's the most important part of the fleet. There you are.
We are one.
Okay, come back. The collective. Alright, and we're going to speed things up a bit.
Proceed to sector.
Um,
Our planet is under attack.
okay. So we're going to go ahead and... what do we want to do, actually? We need space for 7. We can just do that by grabbing another rank of logistics. So let's do that. Let's grab... what the hell, let's get another assimilation cube, because you can never have too many assimilation cubes. 7... we don't quite have room for yet. You can see the distinction in cooldown and duration there. The duration, I believe, is... yeah, there we go. The whole thing about duration is how long it prevents you from summoning other heroes in.
We are bored.
So there we go. Lovely. So our fleet's beginning to look a bit healthier.
Negotiation is irrelevant. Relocate to grid.
Progenitor is getting healed bit by bit. Which is going to take a while. Just look at how big the damn thing's hull is. Speaking of which, we should probably grab some more hull repair stuff. Go ahead and queue those up. Just queue it all up. There we go. Yeah, oddly enough, damage output has actually been a low priority, because we can just wear people down, essentially. And we have a bunch of things available to us. So that is our full capital fleet done. So we should start building our support fleet. How are we doing? Actually beginning to lose the culture war a little bit, but they're the Federation, that's kind of their shtick. Okay, and we're out of fleet capacity. That gets us a decent range of spheres. We've got another assimilated Nova, because of course we do.
We are one. Our planet is under attack. Additional technology acquired.
Alright, get some more research over here.
Ourselves.
Anything else else we should do? Oh yeah, we should get long-range sensors.
Entering
Kind of
coordinates.
amazed we've got away with not researching that for so long, but whatever.
Additional technology acquired. Unassimilated vessels identified. Additional technology acquired.
Okay, we actually have another Nova, which we assimilated along the road.
We serve the collective. Additional technology acquired.
Wow, our dilithium income is terrible. Okay, tier 2 Unicomplex. Just get that on the road. Yeah, you can see we can actually build cruisers and frigates here now, so that is something to bear in mind.
All outposts. By your command.
Fleet's looking pretty healthy. And you can see we've actually hit number 1 in our fleet. And the only reason we're behind on capital ships is we can't build as many, and they've probably got higher ranks than us.
By your command.
But that's only going to help you so much.
Technology acquired.
7 of 9. There we go. I don't actually care about interplexing beacon. It's not super useful. Okay, so we're going to want siege beam, collective coordination,
The collective must grow.
tritium burst, radioionic pulse.
State objective.
Okay, adapt weapons array, and exterminate,
I am the future.
and Hylocutus. Terrifying presence. Adapt collective, resistance is futile. Yep, terrifying presence all the way. So, just to put that in perspective, that is a 1,532 fleet capacity in this many ships.
We are the Lord.
You, where are all these Novas?
Bring up local star charts.
Keep assimilating Novas, it's awkward.
Additional technology acquired.
Okay, there we go. Now we do have another one somewhere. I'm sure we'll find it.
Entering coordinates.
State objective.
Okay, well, this is our fleet.
Instructions received.
Let's make use of it. Oh goodness. You're just sending so much stuff my way. It's really awkward. Could you not? We should probably look at getting perimeter nodes at this point. Like, I've not been super worried about it because perimeter nodes are weird.
The collective must grow.
But let's get a couple.
Proceed to sector. Proceed to sector.
Okay, and over here.
We are the board. You will be assimilated. Resistance is futile.
That's a lovely warm sound that it makes as it jumps in.
Relocate.
Okay, you can see that the Tiger core here is still kind of messed up. Now, did we really get 3 tactical cubes? I was not messing around. Okay, go ahead, move in, commence bombardment. I want this place dealt with. Wow, we've actually run out of actually completed all of our research here, so wow. Let's see. More range research.
Activate all outposts.
Multiphasic harmonics. Progenitor should focus fire on the Tiger core. All those heavy torpedoes. Those are a nice reference to Star Trek Online as well, actually. Classically, these things fired out these massive plasma bolts, which could actually vaporize a ship in one hit if you weren't careful about it. You just sort of had to avoid them, try and shoot them down when they came in. Yep, nanite probes are running around doing their thing. Sphere is doing its thing as well, just mostly tanking. I could drop another Reaper beam on this thing, but that feels like kind of a waste. So, yep, we have a lot of ships. This is kind of ridiculous. Or rather, we have a lot of cubes. We don't have that. We don't have a lot of ships. That's the Borg thing. They don't do a lot of ships. Sphere is slowly dying, but it's actually going to have a chance to run regenerate again. Yep, here we go. And it's probably still going to die eventually, but it's taking an impressive amount of damage output, in overall. You know what? Sure. Reaper beam. You can see all of our spheres, they're just cycling regeneration. And it doesn't have an antimatter cost, which is nice. They can just always use it. Of course we're losing ships, so we should fix that.
Additional technology acquired.
Biosynaptic guidance. Yeah, this is going to be range boosts for the isokinetic pulses used by a bunch of stuff. None of which we really use. Like it'll help our defense turrets is the main thing. I think the next priority is finishing this 68% damage boost for our cutting beams. How are we doing? We've lost several spheres. Our capitals are still fully intact. Okay, Gregorius has actually been taken down, so you should assimilate the planet.
We will adapt.
And we have a bunch of pirate ships here. You know what we should do? We should try and assimilate them. There goes that battle station, finally. Yeah, they have a theropod there. Okay, assimilation cloud. Yep, they just straight up flipped allegiance. So we have a bunch of new ships, which they're not great. These pirate ships don't actually benefit from the same. They don't get the Borg weapon upgrades and such like, but what can you do? Let's see, I'm gonna get another rank of holding beam, I think, because that's kind of our big fancy trick. Civic infrastructure, sure. Main thing that I'm worried about here is we're gonna get a transwarp gate, we're gonna get a regeneration node.
Location invalid.
And we're gonna get a bunch of turrets.
Additional technology acquired. Location invalid. Sequence activated. Location invalid.
There we go, finally. Okay, and perimeter node there. Speaking of which, we should go check out our perimeter node to see exactly what this thing does. Oh look, we assimilated something. How do we do that? Perimeter nodes. Shield train torpedoes and holding beams. This is literally all they do. They don't have any weapons, they just have abilities. While defense nodes get shield train torpedoes and harmonic modulation. So the reason why you have perimeter nodes is that they're a way to assimilate stuff back at home. But yeah, we've taken out the pirates. I don't know if we've actually done that before, but not something we have to worry about ever again. And this is a lot of Federation ships. So the episode's running a little long, but I'm going to hold out just for a little bit longer, because I want to have one final grand clash against the Federation fleet. So we're gonna grab Logistics 6, sell off a load of Tritanium, and we're going to start building some more vessels. So we're going to get some adapters. We need so much. Why is our dilithium income so terrible? Just sell all the things. There we go. Okay. So we're going to get a few adapters. Adapters are kind of cool. They basically throw out debuffs on people. Let's see, we have 3 spheres, so we should go ahead and get some more. We should get, and we can only fit 1 assimilator. Let's go ahead and grab another one. And that's it. So let's go ahead and speed up the game again.
We are one.
Got the final chronokinetic weapons boosts coming up. We're going to grab probability mechanics, absorption polymers. Borg research gets really expensive. I don't know if you could tell. Because we're nowhere close to finishing off the Borg tech tree, and it just costs so much to get anything done here. But it's all going to be worth it once it's all come through. So the main thing is we're just waiting on all of our ships to form up here. Our planet is under attack? How is our planet under attack? Daedalus?
Mev?
Oh, we have a Norscan heavy raider which we can move through. It looks like the Federation wants to come visit, so we should let them.
On my way.
Alrighty. Slow the game down.
By your command.
Take a quick look at our adapters. So they're kind of cool models, quite apart from anything else. Let's see. Here's one. We only saw these once in the episode Descent. These were also the model for the Assimilator in Star Trek Armada 2. In the Star Trek Armada 1, they're the recognizable big blocky thing, which is the model here. But here we have EMP field. Disables cloaked ships. Just if you're near this thing, it will disable your cloaking device, which is kind of a big deal. Analyze weakness is a straight up armor debuff, as well as a penalty to all kinds of damage reduction. And Adapt Hull Network is a repair power, so these guys kind of do a bit of everything. Meantime, yeah, we've got 7 there. We have our tactical cube, we've actually hit rank 6, so we should grab... let's grab another rank of Adapt Armor. Looking good.
We wish to improve ourselves.
How are we doing over here? So we've got our Assimilator, and we've got another one coming up in a moment. So they're sending ships through here. We should go say hello, it would only be polite. Just line up a few more bits of research. All the things, all the things.
Negotiation is irrelevant.
Yeah, we've got a pretty healthy fleet coming together here. So let's move out. Let's go say hi to the Federation, see what we can do.
Relocate to grid
Yep.
by your command. Proceed to sector.
Just in terms of sheer weight of resources and hull, this is going to be insanely hard to kill. We also have our cutting beam research maxed out, so we're doing a lot of damage as well. But with all of our hull upgrade research done, yeah, you're not going to kill this fleet with any kind of ease. I should have set those to be move grouped, but oh well. Centaur is there. And it ran away, I don't blame it.
Proceed to sector.
Okie dokie.
Proceed to sector. We are one.
Yep, and that other assimilator is going to be moving through as well. Cool. Okay, so all grouped up.
Relocate to grid.
Set course for Isidore. We're going to keep pushing until we have wiped out the Federation fleet. It's going to be glorious. Oh, Mr. Centaur, you have made a mistake.
Additional technology acquired.
Moving to disengage? Yeah, good luck with that. Incoming torpedoes. It's engaging warp. Or trying to. It got away on fractional health, thanks to one tactical cube.
State objective. Instructions received.
Okay, we're just going to speed up again a little. Just get things all in position. Lovely.
Activate all outposts.
Resistance is futile.
By your command.
We are the Borg. You will be assimilated.
And here we go. Federation fleet. Do your worst.
Technology acquired. Initiating new directive.
Resistance
Yeah,
is
that's a lot of torpedoes. It's not going to help you, but it's a lot of torpedoes. Assimilation cloud active. And we have some freshly assimilated Defiants. Okay, so yeah, we're losing little ships at a pretty swift rate. But they have a lot of stuff to kill. They're working on the progenitor. They're definitely trying, but I'm not sure how much it's actually going to get them. You can hear the viral matrix triggering there. Just keep firing on all the little ships. Thanks to all of our multi-targeting and everything, yeah. This is the sort of fight that the Borg excel at. But they're doing work on the progenitor. They might actually have a shot at killing it. Of course, then they've got a bunch of cubes to kill as well, but yeah, they're just basically firing everything they have at this thing. Is there anything we want to Reaper Beam before we die? Sure. It went down before we could actually use it. Oh well.
Reserve the collective.
Radionic Pulse.
I am
7 of 9. Yeah, sure. Interplex. Interplex away. We are the Borg. Adapt armor.
We will adapt.
Locutus. Resistance is futile. So we've lost a decent chunk of our fleet, and most of our cubes are slowly dying here. We still have 3 tactical cubes more or less untouched. Out of interest. Yep, they're now considered to be in the lead. Deja vu, anyone? This reminds me of some of the endgame fights in our last big playthrough. Is it just me, or is it kind of funny just watching these cubes slowly spin in place as they try and lock onto things? Okay, yep, Assimilation cube is dying, Locutus is about to go down.
The collective must grow.
Kind of have all of our abilities just doing their thing. But our tactical cubes are still fully functional and sitting on most of their health. Like, this one is slowly dying, but tactical cubes are mean. And here's the thing, I'm not rebuilding at the moment, but I could. I could in fact be just going back and saying, you know what, I would like to rebuild that progenitor. And it's entirely possible that by the time we actually got to this point in the battle, by the time they'd actually start making any real progress. Speaking of which, yeah, we appear to have won. All that's left is a bunch of fighters. So I can in fact go back now and resume construction on the progenitor, rebuild that, and come in and say, hi, you're done. As it is, that was their fleet basically wiped out. They're doing their best, but they have nothing left at this point. Subspace relay station dying, and from here it's just a case of rebuilding, building new transport gates, and pushing forwards. So that's the Borg in Star Trek Armada 3. They're not unbeatable. You need to stop them from getting to the end game is the thing, and partially because it's AI, the AI has trouble with committing, and partially because of this pirate base which sat right in the way for most of the game. These guys just couldn't do it. But there are ways to beat them, and if you are willing to put up with the kind of firepower that you'll... If you're willing to put up with the slow burn to get to some of the real scary stuff, like these seemingly immortal tactical cubes, then yeah, it'll get scary. You also get to play around with these, which are gorgeous, and there is probably one of the coolest mechanics in all of Sins of a Solar Empire. I captured something cool. Let's change the model, add more guns, and change its stats. Yeah, you can see that the basic phaser and photon torpedo damage for this thing is kind of awful, but just look at the damage it's getting from its isokinetic pulses. Oh yeah. So, next week I will be proceeding on to Sacrifice of Angels, which will be interesting. Works very, very differently. There will be a lot more capturing of stuff. Assimilation is basically a key mechanic for them. Also, they are flat out broken, and intentionally so. So yeah, that'll be fun. I may actually try a 1v2. Which I may end up losing horribly, because they're not that broken, but they're broken enough. But otherwise, there will be more Sins of a Galactic Empire. I will need to work out what I'm doing with Battlefleet Gothic. It may end up just being alternated in from every now and again. I'll need to see how popular it was, all that sort of thing. Whether my requester enjoyed the video which I made. But for now, I'm really hungry because I haven't eaten, and that's bad. So I shall bid thee farewell, and stay safe.